High winds whipping up tornadoes in Atlantic, bringing downpours and winds up to 70 miles per hour in Ames. Later in the night, an EF1 tornado causing significant damage in northern Iowa near Rudd. Our continuing coverage tonight following severe storms that swept across the Hawkeye State. Our team was with you for several hours, giving you the updates you needed to keep your family safe. Tonight, we have more team coverage with meteorologists Brad Edwards and Taylor Knust in the studio. But first, let's check in with Samantha Mesa live in Jefferson tonight, where there is plenty of damage. Samantha.
Stephanie, here at the Johns family home in Jefferson, everywhere you look, you see the destruction that this tornado left behind. You hear that generator in the background. That is the only thing keeping this family powered. You see trees just trapped, snapped, crushing debris against the home. And this is the crew. This is what's helping the family get through now. This is family and friends, really the only support system at this point. The home they live in has no power right now. It could be up to 2 weeks before they get power restored. The father tells me he was in his truck waiting out that 30 seconds of tornado when it rolled through, his family inside. Now we're going to hear from some of his kids on what this was like, how terrifying those moments were, and how the family plans to move forward. We are live in Jefferson. Samantha Mesa, We Are Iowa.
And Local 5 meteorologist Brad Edwards and Taylor Knust joining us now. Guys, the National Weather Service has been out, of course, surveying the damage throughout the day. What are you hearing so far?
Well, they're still looking at the damage, and it's a combined damage. We've got tornado damage, which they're surveying as well, but it was also being classified a derecho because of its strength and its length. And take a look at this. This is a look from up above in space. Pretty amazing view. Starting off in Colorado and Kansas, and we get this little plume right in here. You see that gray? That is the dust and the smoke coming out of Kansas, and it came right into Iowa. You smelled the smoke. You saw the dust on your car because it rained basically muddy rain last night. Very powerful area of low pressure, something we've never seen before, and we set all kinds of records. Look at this. 72 tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings issued, the most since 2017. We had a very, very active night. Starting in western Iowa, we had the tornadoes touching down here. You can see them popping up in Zyra and down toward Atlantic where we see the damage, and then a possible tornado there in northern Guthrie County, and then it continued right up into northern Iowa where they had the damage in the Rudd area as well. It wasn't just tornadoes though, Taylor, it was also those straight line winds.
Yeah, those straight line winds were very nasty, and we had some pretty serious reports of very strong wind gusts in central Iowa. In Audubon, a straight line wind gust recorded of 88 miles per hour. Ottumwa over 80 miles per hour. Same story for Marshalltown and Johnston. Strongest wind gust recorded at the airport was 74 miles per hour on Wednesday evening. And on top of that, we had record warmth on Wednesday with highs in the mid 70s that shattered the old records not only for December 15th, but for the entire month of December. Obviously, back to winter reality today. It's going to stay on the cool side for the rest of this week with highs in the 30s and the 40s through the weekend. We'll have a look at your 10-day forecast coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, guys, thank you. And now to Bayard, which was also hit especially hard last night. Today, residents were out helping pick up the pieces of what the winds left behind. Local 5's Mary Sugden spent the morning with one of those families and joins us now with their story.
Right now we are standing in what is left of Lynn and Deb Smith's home here in Bayard. Now Lynn tells me that he was watching the storm roll in from these front windows up here, and in a split second he says the winds intensified. He knew he had to get to safety. That's when he made the quick effort to get to his basement, which is just through the stairs this way. He says he had to dive head first into the basement as the ceiling came crashing down, and now, as you can see, this is what's left of their home.
Yeah, I was standing right in front of them windows.
Just hours ago, Lynn Smith's roof was over his head, not under his feet.
I slid down the steps head first, and then it was over.
A treasured family home, destroyed in mere minutes.
My grandfather helped build the house, and it was his house.
Wife Deb and her mother-in-law waited out the storm in the basement. Lynn was upstairs.
He was in the living room and kind of got thrown down the stairs. It was crashing in behind him.
I was standing by them windows right there, and they just kind of bowed in a little bit, and I took off running, and as I turned and went around the island and I dove down the steps and kind of crawled to the steps and got down in it. And
the ceiling crashing down trapped Deb, Lynn, and his mother in the basement below.
I called him and said the house is gone, but we can't get out of the basement.
A call for help sparked a rush of family and friends to the scene, who spent about a half hour digging out their trapped loved ones. Since then, the reinforcements haven't stopped.
People started showing up last night wanting to do stuff and said there's nothing to do. I mean, these people are crazy around here. They just come by the hundreds. They don't quit till it's done.
Yeah. We have gobs of family and friends, I tell you.
Surrounded by this dedicated team of helpers, Deb and Lynn can't help but to count their blessings.
Everybody's fine. Everybody's okay. It's just another hurdle in life. You jump over it and you keep going.
But I was hoping to retire in that house and I have to build a new one.
Me too.
That's all right. We'll build it.
Now, while so much was destroyed by the storm, what Lynn and Deb tell me is that they have antiques and cabinets like this, actually one all the way back behind me here, that were really left unscathed by the storm. They had angels and different religious relics within here, so they just feel blessed to have some of those family artifacts still intact. In Bayard, Mary Sugden, Local 5 News, We Are Iowa.
Well, Deb and Lynn say they have family to stay with as they figure out their next steps. While their house and a neighbor sustained damage, their other neighbor's home made it out relatively untouched. A crews in Johnston out today to remove any remnants of the roof of the outdoor learning environment. The building had just opened in October, but last night's wind tore it to pieces. Well, tens of thousands of Iowans still without power tonight. This is a look at the updated outage map for the state. You can see right here, nearly 18,000 customers are still waiting for their power to be turned back on. We were able to check in with Mid-American Energy to find out some of the problems that they're facing this day after the storm.
This was a high wind event that occurred throughout our service area from southwest to northeast. So it affected a lot of territory, and so we've had to send crews to various locations all at the same time.
He says they have called in other contractor crews to help fix overhead lines and utility equipment. He's asking people to just be patient, as it could take between 36 and 72 hours to fully restore affected areas. A reminder, even if your power gets knocked out, you can still get your forecast from Local 5. Just download the We Are Iowa app and make sure your weather notifications are turned on so you never miss an update.